workouts started about an hour ago. So, Matt, give us a couple things we learned in that time.
Yeah, Laura, the big news here with the tight ends is that Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia, we're waiting to hear if he's going to work out still. We have no idea yet if Brock Bowers is going to work out. He said he is still trying to decide. Spoke to his representatives today. They're not sure yet if he's going to work out. He did measure in at 6'3" 1/8", which is a great measurement for him to come in over that 6'2" mark. That was one of the questions for him as that kind of slot tight end prospect who could very well be drafted in the top 10 to 15 picks. Now, Kool-Aid McKinstry is another player who today it was discovered that he had a Jones fracture in his right foot, something he played through. Doctors and agents have shut him down. He said he's going to participate at his pro day at Alabama, and then he'll have surgery to fix this Jones fracture. It is a concern, though. This is a fracture that can create a recurrence of injury because it's that outside part of your foot where you put pressure to plant and cut. As a corner, that's pretty important, so it's definitely a situation to monitor. Now, of the guys who have worked out, Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, one of the stars at the Senior Bowl when we were down there, 4.33 seconds unofficially in his first 40-yard dash. That was the first jaw-dropping moment of the DBs running their 40s today. He backs it up on film. The speed is there. He's a technician at the line of scrimmage. He's feisty, and he's very much in play to maybe now be the first corner off the board thanks to this really strong workout that he started today. And if you want speed, Nate Wiggins has speed. 4.29 unofficial in his first and only 40-yard dash because he pulled up at the end of the 4.29. I spoke to his representatives right before we came on the air. They believe it's a hip flexor. They're going to ice it. They're going to reevaluate. He has no thing else to do today. Yeah. Running that fast, we don't need to see you jump when you can run a 4.29.
We saw him smiling, too. We had some ice on it earlier, so hope that he's all good. Louis Riddick joining us here as well. And I want to stay on the cornerbacks. Mina, give us a guy in this class that you really like.
A guy that I like is someone who didn't work out, and it's possible his draft status is hurt because of it, because of the performance of these corners, and that's Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. His tape speaks for itself. Just an elite zone corner, incredible route recognition, closing speed, physicality, and what I love the most about him, I think, is his own awareness of his athleticism that allows him to time when he jumps these routes so perfectly. It's disappointing because obviously he was injured and you want to see if he still has that speed, but if he falls because of this, some team is going to get an absolute steal.
Yeah, Cooper has got great size. He's tough. I mean, look, for him and Riley Moss a year ago were really one of the best 1-2 combinations of corners in the entire, FBS. And so, look, he is a fantastic athlete. The thing that for me with the corners today, has me a little bit concerned is this issue with Kool-Aid. Because now you have to, look, anytime you have an injury to your foot and you're a defensive back and your whole life is about planting and driving and changing direction, that's something that really can cause general managers some sleepless nights, and especially people who are in the training room trying to figure out whether or not this is something that's going to be recurring, if something that's going to cause him to miss significant time, especially when you're talking about investing a first-round pick in the guy. So I'm hoping he's able to get this corrected because he was one of the best corners in the country this year, but that is something that really is a red flag right now.
Yeah, it's something that, like I said, has to be monitored because I do think this is something, we talk about what could affect a draft stock, this is something that can actually affect the draft stock where maybe you're a late first-round pick right now, but because the Jones fracture, and depending on the body scans and the MRIs they do here, we'll find out how that looks and maybe even how long ago the injury happened that will determine, are you still a first-round pick? Is this something where you could slide to the second round, especially with strong performances by Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins, and some of the other corners who are working out here. But to Mina's point, Cooper DeJean is fantastic. The broken fibula sounds like he's going to be back ready to go before the season starts, but I wish we could have seen him work out here.
Yeah, a big part of the combine, of course, is the medical evaluations where these teams get a ton of information. These guys spend a lot of time in those medical evals. Kool-Aid McKinstry does plan to work out at Alabama's Pro Day. That comes up March 20th, and then he plans to undergo surgery.